Maybe no one knows the weight you carried to get here. Maybe you cried in silence. Maybe you lost something you could never replace. Maybe there are wounds that no one can see, but God saw them. He saw every tear. He heard every prayer that never made it past your lips. He stood beside you when everyone else walked away. And today, before the song even comes to an end, you're going to remember that there is still hope, because the God who has carried you this far has not finished the work He started in you. I came with a weary heart, carrying scars no one could see, smiles on the outside, broken within, fighting my pain silently. There were questions without answers, and days that seemed too hard to face. But when my strength finally faded, your presence filled that empty place. When I thought that I was lost, your voice called me by my name. When I thought it was the end, your love came and found me. I will not give up, because you never gave up on me. When I fell, you lifted me. When I cried, you held me close. And if I'm still standing today, it's because your grace sustained me. All the honor, all the glory belong to the Lord. Oh, your love found me. Your love restored me. There are scars that still remind me, but they no longer define who I am, because the blood poured out on Calvary rewrote the story of my life. Now I walk by faith, even when I cannot see tomorrow. For the God who opened the Red Sea still moves mountains for me. When I could not see the way, your hand guided me in silence. When you believe God is still writing miracles, lift your voice. Jesus! 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 The name that never fails, the name that never loses, the name that changes lips. Jesus! Jesus! Is there anyone here who came carrying a pain that nobody knows about? Who smiled at the world while their heart was broken? I want to remind you of something. When you had no strength left to keep going, when your tears fell without an answer, when you thought you were all alone, God was there. Maybe you didn't feel it, maybe you didn't see it, but it was His hand that held you up. And this song is for everyone who has discovered that God carries us in His arms when we can no longer